Well, this is the new EC Off-Road stereo screen for Nissan Y62 Patrol. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm a little bit nervous, anxious to talk about this, because this is the third edition of these screens that I've seen. The first two didn't go great. And this is the inability of Nissan to be able to put a decent stereo in a $100,000 car for the last 10 years. So there's a bit weighing on this, and I also do feel the pressure of like the whole you know, YouTube influencer thing, because if this is good, like, we're probably all going to go out and get them. And I've looked at the one in the EC Off-Road, their car, and I'm going to put it in my car today, and we're going to see how it goes. Disclaimer, this wasn't given to me. We did a bit of a barter trade for product for it. So, and both Michael from EC Off-Road and I had a long conversation about this and agreed that when I review this product, I can say whatever I want. I owe them nothing. So let's have a look at this thing, and I'm going to give you my honest feedback of what I think of it. The look of it, the installation, although that's not going to be the hard bit, but when you turn it on. So the difference between, I guess, this, and again, I had this conversation with Michael at EC. You can go and buy these cheaper on Alibaba, for example, but and he convinced me that this is a different product. This is something that he controls the software. If he wants to, he can change the housing, although there's a huge cost in doing it. Like, this is a product that, you know, they've boxed and they've programmed, and that's important, because the other ones that I've seen need programming, and it takes too long, and it's got to be an engineer to do it. So I want to put this in and just see if it works, and, you know, the reverse camera works, the hands-free works, you know, any GPS stuff just works. That's why there's so much, you know, weighing on this. All right, let's have a closer look. That's the unit, 12.5-inch big screen across the top. Having a look at all the buttons and all that sort of jazz. There's a bit down here to put your wallet and whatever. I noticed they throw in like a microfiber cloth, and I reckon that's because it's going to be a prick to clean. You know, let's touch and feel this thing. It's okay. Like, I'm not saying brilliant, it's okay. It's alright. It's alright. So they've got heated seat buttons here. Like, I've got a TIL, so my heated seat buttons are going to be down below that anyway, so that's kind of a double up, but I think, you know, that's just because this sells into other markets. The finish of it, like, if I can get it in the light, get a reflection off of it, I'll see if I can get this on the camera. Like, you can see there's like little imperfections in it. That's fine. Like, I'm being really picky now, but it looks good. I've seen it lit up. It does look really good in the car, and a massive improvement on what the factory is. What's in the box? So we've got a microphone for the hands-free. That's good, because I've seen these kits, you know, not always come with that. I think that's a GPS antenna. There's some USB to HDMI adapters on another one, okay. Looms. So when I've seen some of these in the past, they supply you with every loom for STL, TI, TIL, for series 1 to 5, and like, there's a lot of stuff you don't need, and it was very confusing working out what's required. I think that's the antenna, AM/FM antenna. That's the USB adapter, some other bits and pieces. That must be something to do with a camera. Anyway, that's all the bits. We'll see if it all gets used. Oh, and I'm happy to see the HDMI cord in there that's going to go to the rear screens. So again, this is looking complete, and that's important. I want to touch on one other point, and I said this in my previous review of one of these screens. Whoever you buy this from, make sure you can pick up the phone and call them if there's something wrong with it. being able to communicate effectively with the person you buy it from is so important, and I think that's what you're not going to get if you went you know, on the Alibaba site. Also, like, just Australian warranty. Like, if you sell something, you know, from a reputable shop in Australia, it has to be warranted for 12 months, and if something goes wrong, they have to fix it or replace it, or so on and so on. Insurance, say there is like a really critical fault in this thing and it catches on fire, like, you're covered if it's purchased in Australia. So there are some reasons to buy from an Australian company when it comes to this. All right, I'm going to take all this around to the workshop next door, plug her in and see how she goes. I'm not going to be in like big detail about the install because there's videos and stuff on how to do that. This is kind of my opinion of the system and how I went going. So I'll give you an overview once I get it in. All right, here we go. So that's all pulled apart. I briefly touching on it. You've got to relocate the air conditioning bits. That usually sits up here somewhere, I think, if you haven't done this before. And then the unit sitting on the ground over here, this is the back of it. So EC have got some good videos on how to pre-wire this, like, so all of that has to go in there somehow, but just ask them for the video. They'll do a better job than me anyway. And this should be fairly straightforward. One thing I've just noticed, which I quite like, is, look at this. There's a little bit here for a SIM card to go in there. Now, the only problem is the SIM card that I've got spare lying around, it hasn't got the cradle around it. So I've like tried to position it in there. I can't see this working, but we'll give it a try. I could fluke it, who knows. But that means I won't have to tether to my phone every time I get in my car, which is kind of annoying. All right, the pre-wire on the bench is done. The video from Michael that he sent was imperative to getting it right, so make sure you've got that before you start tackling it, otherwise you'll just be plugging stuff in and hoping for the best. A few things I like is, so that's what it looks like, all pre-wired. Before I put it in, there's an old school antenna plug. So that means with my Emu wings, I can just get, you know, a normal AM/FM antenna and I'm back in business and having radio again. Other thing, there is a lot here. If this came pre-assembled, to be like pre-plugged in, it'd be so much better. Microphone, antenna plug, or won't be using. That's the SIM card, and then there's like a USB adapter. So that will go in, so the little ports down the bottom next to your cigarette lighter work. And then for the TILs, that's the HDMI adapter to go to the back screens. So this is actually looking very complete. That thing that I pointed out before, that's actually for the SIM card. It's like a, you know, selfie sort of antenna. All right, I'm ready to plug. Let's go. All right, all plugged in. I'll show you what it looks like. And we're ready to like press the button now. Like, yes, it's a vomitous mess, but I'll cable tie it all in neat once I know it works. Time to press that button. All right, here is the moment of truth. You get to see the first start. All right. I'll press it twice, hope that noise shuts off. Oh, that's a good sign. That looks all right. I don't know what to do now. All right, what do we got? Oh, so that SIM card I put in, I must have fluked it because that's picking up 4G. That's pretty cool. Okay. Oh, it's quick, snappy. All right, I'm gonna have to have a bit of a play around here because I think I'd be wasting your time if like you learn the same time as me here. Oh, aircon just turned on, aircon's working. That's good. Now what I'll do is I'll fit it all in the car properly now, and then I have a bit of a play myself, and then I'll do a function check, and I'll walk you through the system. But this is, it's getting exciting. All right, it's an exciting moment. Look at my hands. That shows you, I don't know if you can see all the little micro cuts I've got. That shows you the fun I've had. I've got it all working actually, but I've only just put all the covers and everything back on. This is how she looks. Like, I must say, I'm pretty impressed. I'll put the light on, does that help? Like, it looks the biz. And now, all back together, I'm showing you this in real time, the first time I've done this too. So, all right, let's have a bit of a play. So, so when the car was not put together, I had it all going with YouTube and everything. So the things that, that's usually how it comes up, starts looking like this. So, I'm trying to get you some light on here. That's not too good. I'm doing a really bad job of this, sorry guys. There we go. I've just got my GoPro light on so you can see everything that's going on in the dash. So what is important to me straight up, the first thing I want to try is the camera. I could press this one. One more button. All right, camera. I turned it off. Such a professional YouTube channel, this one. Okay, let's try all of this again. All right, the first thing I want to try is the camera, because that's important. That's not a good start. No, it's not working. I'm gonna put it in reverse. All right, there's the camera. Excellent, I'm happy with that. So it's got the around view camera that looks, besides the lens on my camera is looking dirty. Camera works, I'm happy with that. Let's put it back in park. All right, next, all the setup was pretty much like done. I didn't have to worry too much about that. All right, cameras in the back. Okay, so let's go to YouTube. So it's pretty snappy, like that. Oh, look at that one. False floor installation. Let's look at that. All right, now let's go in the back. Look at that. Cameras work on YouTube in the back. The kids are going to love that. All right, I'm getting excited. Let's get out of here. Let's pause this. I have paid for YouTube Premium, but I haven't logged in. All right, we'll get rid of that. Home screen. What other things would we like to see? Apple CarPlay. Oh, hang on, it's gone back to, how do we go back? Obviously you don't watch my channel for, here we go, pause this. Okay, pause please. Apple CarPlay is probably what I want to see next. I'll try to turn this light off because it is a reflection there. There we go, that's better. All right, Apple CarPlay. So we go up here. Oh, what is that? Now it's like a video or something playing. All right, how do I get rid of that, I wonder? Let's go to video. Yeah, it was trying to play its own video. Get rid of that. Okay, now let's try again. This is how you go like between apps, and you can split screen, I think. Like put that over there, and then you can have that one here. There we go. Have two videos playing at once. Anyway, that's not what I'm here to do. I want to go back to home. Apple CarPlay. I think it's here. You press this T-Link thing. So now I've got YouTube playing on the left, Apple CarPlay on the right. I want to get rid of that and see all Apple CarPlay. Now I had this full screen before. Just got to remember how I did it. That way. One of these things. Here we go. So you can, if you want to close down the apps, this is the way to do it. All right. There we go, full screen Apple CarPlay. That's pretty good. I like that. I can go to my maps, full screen maps. Don't want to tell everyone where I live. Can tell you where the shop is. That's a good big map. I like that. And the fact that I could split screen if I wanted to do something else, have the radio on. Radio, let's check radio. I'm sure there's probably a button for this, but I don't know where it is, so I'm going to just do it the way I do know, radio. Yeah, that's easy enough, I suppose. Let's turn that down. Oh, let's press some buttons. So aircon, all right, that's a good one to test. We'll do auto. That's on. Change the mode. coming out these. See, these vents have been relocated, so I'm kind of keen to see what that's like. Yeah, I swear the left one's a little bit stronger than the right, but yeah, I'm happy with that. Alright, off. Is it that one? Yeah, okay. So that's the other little compartment down the bottom. I'm gonna like putting, you know, wallet and stuff there. It's gonna take a while to sort of learn the menus, but this is looking pretty good. All right, looks like I'm gonna be playing around with this a fair bit tonight. It's all looking good. It's not having any buzzing like I've heard in some stereos. The screen is snappy. I do think the button tactile sort of wise is probably could be improved, but I'm not going to get hung up on that. It's a good looking unit. Like when you look at the car now, like, you know, it's come into 2022. I've got to get rid of the wood grain now, I think, but I've held back on doing all the wood grain because I hadn't 100% decided on the whole screen thing. But I reckon this is going to be a cracker. I'll drive home with it tonight, have a bit more of a play, but I think, in the words of Mertz, this, you know what's coming, this could be a game changer. Unbelievable. Yeah, I'll have to do a long-term review once I've used it for a while, but my initial thoughts are this is so much better than like the Nissan screen or any of the other ones that I've seen. I'm really happy with it. We're just going to make sure it's not buggy or doing anything like that. So far it's been pretty good. Anyway, stay tuned, and I'll do a longer video on this if it's good. I don't know if you've worked it out on my channel. If I said I'm going to do a long review and I never do it, that means there's probably something wrong with it, and I don't actually go to town on a company or a product. I just never talk about it again. So if you see another video of this in a few months time, you know it is as good as my initial thoughts. All right, we're out this week. Next week we're going to the Dave Benson Caravan Show, so Steve and I are setting up our cars there, and yeah, come down and see us, say hi. We'll put some ads up on social media so you know more about it. All right, see you next week on YouTube. Yeah.